The definition of submit seems to be a problem.
That's
Can
the
I-
ambiguity.
Can I use the,
I don't think,
It is on.
Oh,
It's
it's
on.
on.
Just set it on there.
Yeah, just, one of those microphones over there by you.
Just set it on
Yeah,
there.
just lay it on
Put
there.
it on. There you go.
You enlarge it?
yeah, you can watch it.
That's the coolest thing.
this seems to be a problem. We didn't use a foreign language here, we used just basically common English. If you'll notice, the word submit, to yield oneself to the authority or will of another. Surrender, to permit oneself to be subjected to something. This is Merriam-Webster. This is quite different from simple notification. And I don't see ambiguity here at all. Now, I'll tell you, there is an interesting thing on the January 5th memo, page 56 of your packet. You could go to that. This is from Jordan Ramus. And it states, the term submit is also undefined. It may mean that the measure only applies to those ordinances and plans that are formally subject to Metro or LCDC approval. A more expansive meaning could also be imagine. We didn't use imagination. From the city attorney, he comes up with the same definition unless you imagine. So I think it's a little out of bounds to carry it beyond that. If there's any other, I'd be happy to take questions.
I guess, when I look at this definition you provided,
Mhm.
in the context of the submit as it's used in section 7, I think it'd be number 2 up there that would most closely apply to the context we've got. Number 2 has
We are.
also, well, do you agree with that, or do you have an alternate?
No, you could, in a way, if you use that, you can, because what we're talking about is you're coming forward with a plan to LCDC.
We're turning something in, that's what submit.
No, submission does not mean that in any of those definitions.
Yes, it does. Also, to deliver
Notification
formally.
is turning in a plan. You turn in your homework.
Mhm.
You do all kinds of things, but even you, let's go, we cited an article from the Daily Journal of Commerce. And in that, I mentioned, and I think you'll all remember, that if taxpayers are going to pay for something, they need not only to know what they're paying for, how much it's going to cost, but should also be able to vote on it. Now, I'm sure you remember me quoting in the same article, Diana Helm. The changes they want fly in the face of our core values. I mean, that was quoted endlessly. We use that article a lot.
A lot.
Let me quote another thing from Diana Helm.
Oh, here we go.
Would
This
you
is-
stop on
this
my
is
personal
fun.
Wait,
attacks?
I'm getting to this.
Just make it
Don't
a point.
interrupt
It's
Just
me.
make it as different.
making a
It's
point.
making a
It's
point.
just
I
beating
just
a dead
don't
horse.
think they
You want to talk about two
understand
sides coming
that
together?
we,
This is a perfect example.
I just don't think they understand that we are required to turn something into the state. Even Diana Helm admitted that it was required, was in this,
Yes.
it's what is required, not what is just turned in and notified.